My beloved child, the moment you press play, something inside you will shift, because today, a secret that has been rotting in silence since the very first day you met that person is finally trembling at the edge of being exposed. They thought they could outrun that truth forever, but destiny has dragged it back to their doorstep, demanding a confession they can no longer escape. And the moment you hear what they hid that day, your entire perception of them, your entire understanding of that beginning, will shatter into 1,000 pieces. Stay with me, because every second from here is about to reveal why they tremble whenever they remember that first meeting. A new truth is rising, and it starts with one terrifying realization: your first meeting was not an accident. That person had already known something about you long before they pretended to see you for the first time. They had already made a choice, already taken a step, already crossed a line you never knew existed. And today, they are about to reveal why they showed up in that exact moment, in that exact place, with that exact tone in their voice. Their secret isn't small. It's the type of truth that rewrites beginnings, redraws timelines, and exposes motives hidden behind innocent smiles. Listen closely, your story never started where you thought it did. Something about the way you breathed that day terrified them. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you unknowingly held the power to unravel their entire plan. They approached you with a calm face, but inside, they were shaking. They were scared you would recognize them. They were scared you would ask the one question that would reveal everything. And now, after all this time, they are finally collapsing under the weight of that memory, whispering to themselves, "I can't hide it anymore." The truth is cracking through their silence like light breaking through a locked door. And once it escapes, nothing will ever return to normal. They remember that day more clearly than they remember their own name. They remember the color of the sky, the scent in the air, the exact words you said, and the way their world froze as if the universe was pointing at them, saying, "This is the one." But behind that beautiful moment, there was a storm brewing, because they hadn't met you for the first time. No. They had already seen you, already known something life-altering about you. Something so shocking that even now, they can barely speak it out loud. And today, that truth is clawing at them, begging to be revealed before it destroys them from the inside. The universe is pushing them toward you right now. Their heartbeat is louder, their breath sharper, because they know the secret they've carried since day one is finally slipping out of their hands. They never planned to confess. They wanted to keep it buried forever. But destiny has cornered them, forcing them to face what they did. Forcing them to admit what they knew before you ever looked into their eyes. And when the truth reaches you, it won't just explain the past, it will expose why your paths collided, why your souls locked onto each other, and why they can no longer breathe without telling you what really happened on the day your lives first crossed. Stay close. The storm hasn't even begun yet. My beloved child, something is shifting in the air around you right now. An energy thick enough to pull your attention, sharp enough to whisper, "Don't blink." Because the secret this person has carried since the day you first met is no longer staying quiet. It's pacing inside their chest like a trapped truth desperate to break free. Their hands are trembling, their thoughts spiraling, and all they can think is, if they ever find out what I knew that day, everything will change. Stay with me, because the next moments are the ones your audience will not be able to scroll away from. A new revelation is forming, and it begins with a confession they never wanted to make. You were not just a random moment in their life, you were the moment their destiny shifted. They saw something in you on that first day, something so powerful it felt impossible, unreal, terrifying. They tried to act normal, to smile casually, to speak as if nothing inside them had exploded. But the truth is, they were falling apart behind that calm face. Why? Because they recognized you instantly, not from the present, but from something far deeper, far older, something they cannot explain without exposing everything they have hidden since that day. Stay with me, because the truth is rising. Listen carefully. There was a reason they stood frozen when you walked in, a reason their breath caught, a reason their heart started racing as if it had seen a ghost. They knew something about you, something that changed the entire meaning of your first meeting. They had seen a picture. They had heard a name. They had read a message meant for someone else that mentioned you. And when you appeared in front of them, they realized destiny had dragged them into something they were not prepared for. Their secret isn't just emotional, it is personal, life-altering, and explosive. And they know the time to reveal it is approaching fast. Now their mind is replaying that day like a movie stuck on a loop. The way you looked at them, the way your voice cracked slightly, the way something inside you sparked, as if your soul felt something familiar too. They didn't miss that. They noticed every detail, every breath, every tremor. Because they were looking for signs, clues, confirmation that what they feared was true. And now that they've lived with this secret, it's eating them alive. They cannot sleep. They cannot pretend anymore. They cannot carry the weight of knowing what they knew before you even said your first word to them. Stay with me, because the truth is tightening around them like a sealed fate. And now, as destiny pulls them closer, their chest is burning with the pressure of unspoken words. They know they must face you soon, look you in the eyes, and admit what they have kept locked away since that beginning. They know hiding is no longer an option. They know silence will only destroy everything they're trying to protect. This is why they keep glancing at their phone. This is why their breath shakes when your name appears. This is why they look at the sky as if begging for courage. Because the secret they're about to reveal will rewrite the story of your connection forever. My beloved child, the moment you step into this part, understand one thing: the truth is no longer hiding behind them, it is chasing them. Every heartbeat they feel is a countdown, every breath is a reminder that the secret from the day you first met is about to burst open whether they're ready or not. Their mind is collapsing under the weight of memories they've avoided for far too long, and the universe is whispering to them, now. You must face what you ran from. Stay with me, because the next seconds are the kind people cannot scroll past. Something deeper is unfolding now, something even they didn't expect. Because the real reason they avoided telling you the truth is not fear of losing you, it is fear of what you will discover about yourself once the secret comes out. On that first day, before you even looked up, before you even spoke, they saw something in you that no one else noticed. Something rare. Something powerful. Something that shook them so violently they had to pretend not to feel it. They remember the exact instant your eyes met. They weren't surprised, they were terrified. Terrified because they had seen you before that moment, and not by coincidence. Your presence that day didn't just shock them, it exposed them. They had been keeping a piece of information, a message, a warning someone had whispered to them weeks before your paths crossed. A warning that mentioned your face, your energy, your destiny. They brushed it off, thinking it was meaningless. But the moment you appeared, every word of that warning thundered inside them. They knew instantly that your meeting was not normal, not random, not accidental. And now, after carrying this for so long, they know the universe won't let them run anymore. Stay with me, this gets even heavier. Their memory of that first moment is haunting them now. They remember your smile, but behind that smile, they noticed a shadow of something you were about to step into. They didn't tell you because they didn't want to scare you. They didn't tell you because they wanted to protect you from a truth that even they weren't ready to accept. But destiny has a way of cornering people who delay what must be spoken. That truth has become louder, sharper, almost alive, pushing them toward the moment where everything must be revealed. And they know, once they tell you, nothing about your past, present, or future will remain the same. Tonight, they are restless. Their hands are cold. Their heartbeat is uneven. They keep replaying that first encounter, wondering how different life would be if they had told you the truth right then. But they didn't. They lied. They acted like it was the first time they saw you. They acted like they didn't already know what you represented in their life. They acted like they were unprepared, when in reality, they had been preparing for that moment for days. And now, the guilt is choking them. They know the truth can no longer remain buried. The pressure is too strong. The past is too loud. The secret is too dangerous to ignore. Stay with me, because the storm is about to break. They are standing at a crossroads now. One path leads to silence, distance, and regret. The other leads to a confession so powerful it will shake the foundation of your connection. They know which path destiny is forcing them toward. They know hiding is no longer an option. They are gathering the courage to walk toward you, to speak words that will stun you, to finally surrender to the truth they've carried since the day destiny put your souls in the same place, at the same time, with the same unexplainable pull. And what they reveal, will not just change how you see them. It will change how you see that very first moment forever. My beloved child, take a deep breath. Because this is the moment the energy around you tightens, gripping your attention, refusing to let your thoughts wander for even a second. Something massive is moving toward you, something connected to the very first day your paths crossed. And the person who has been hiding that secret, they can feel the universe pressing against their back, pushing them toward the truth they've avoided for far too long. Stay with me, because what comes next is the kind of revelation that forces people to watch till the very end. A new wave of pressure is crashing over them. Their chest feels heavy, their heartbeat sharp, because they know they must face what they've buried. And as this pressure builds, they keep whispering to themselves, how do I tell them? How do I explain why I hid this? Their fingers hover over their phone, trembling, hesitating, pulling back. Because they know once they speak the truth, there is no reversing it. Every second they delay, the universe grows louder, urging them forward, reminding them that your story deserves honesty, clarity, and closure. And as you stay here, listening, the revelation strengthens, as if destiny itself is aligning for this one moment. Let your mind stay right here with me, don't drift, don't scroll, because this next part is where your audience stays locked in. That person remembers the first day you met with terrifying clarity, the angle you turned, the way you looked around as if feeling watched, the way your presence shifted the room's energy instantly. They thought they were ready for that moment, but they weren't. Because that day, before you even noticed them, they recognized something powerful in you, something that matched the exact description they had been given in a message they weren't supposed to read. A message that said, "You will meet someone whose presence changes your path. Do not ignore the signs." And the moment they saw you, they knew, you were the sign. Now their silence is collapsing. They've tried to distract themselves. They've tried to pretend the truth is small. They've tried to focus on anything else. But they can't. The weight of that moment from the past is pulling them down like gravity. They know they failed to be honest with you. They know they let fear control them. And now, destiny is demanding they step up, confess, and face the consequences. They can't hide behind excuses anymore. They can't pretend the first meeting was innocent when it wasn't. That day changed everything for them, and they owe you the truth. They're pacing the floor tonight, staring at old screenshots, old notes, old conversations they were never meant to see. Every detail points back to you. Every sign reminds them of what they knew before that first hello. And now, as fate tightens around their throat, they feel the moment approaching, the moment they must look you in the eyes and say the words that will shock you, shake you, and rewrite your understanding of how everything began. Their courage is rising slowly, trembling but unstoppable. They know the truth is coming out. And as this moment builds, as destiny circles them like a storm ready to break open, they can feel the pull toward you growing stronger. Your presence in their life isn't coincidence, it's alignment. It's timing. It's fate demanding they stop running. They are preparing themselves to reveal what they carried since that first day, the truth that your meeting wasn't just memorable, it was predicted. Or warned. Or destined. And every step they take now is leading them closer to the moment where everything they hid will be brought into the light. My beloved child, as you step into this part, understand one thing. The secret they've been carrying is no longer a whisper inside them, it is a storm tearing through their entire being. They can't escape it, can't outrun it, can't bury it. Every breath they take feels like a countdown to the moment they finally reveal what they knew on the day you first met. Their soul is shaking, their thoughts are spiraling, because destiny has become louder than their fear. Stay with me now, this is the moment where your audience freezes, unable to look away, unable to blink. They have replayed that first meeting so many times that it has become a movie etched into their bones. But what they haven't told you is this: they had a choice that day. A choice between stepping toward you with honesty, or stepping in with a secret that would shape everything that came after. They chose the secret. Not because they wanted to deceive you, but because they were terrified of what the truth would make you see. About them, about the connection, and about the strange, impossible twist destiny had tangled into your story. And now, that choice is haunting them like a shadow that refuses to disappear. They remember how your eyes widened for a second, how you tilted your head, almost as if some part of you sensed the hidden truth behind their smile. You felt something that day, a pull, a recognition, a spark. But they felt something far more powerful: confirmation. Confirmation of a message they once stumbled upon, words not meant for their eyes, carrying your description, your energy, your presence. And when you showed up exactly as described, their soul stopped. They were staring at a prophecy unfolding right in front of them, one they didn't know how to explain without sounding insane. So they stayed quiet, and that silence has been eating them alive ever since. Now their days are filled with restlessness. Their nights are filled with staring at ceilings, replaying the moment your paths crossed, wondering how they ever thought they could carry this truth forever. They can't focus. They can't breathe normally. Every time you speak to them, every time you show kindness, every time you appear in their thoughts, the memory of that first meeting pulses through their mind like electricity. They know the truth is powerful enough to change the way you look at them. They know it might shake your trust, your understanding, your entire perception of your story. But they also know they can't hide anymore. The secret is too loud. Destiny is standing behind them now, pushing them forward inch by inch. Their hands tremble every time they pick up their phone, trying to form the words that have been trapped inside them for so long. Their breath shakes whenever they think of telling you how your meeting wasn't random. How they had already seen something connected to you before that moment ever happened. And the closer the truth gets, the more desperately they cling to courage they never thought they had. They know that what they reveal next will redefine everything. They know you deserve the truth. And they know the time to speak it is almost here. My beloved child, as you enter this part, feel how the energy around this story sharpens. Because the secret tied to the day you first met is no longer a distant memory. It has become a living force pressing against their mind, demanding to be spoken. They can't hide behind their heartbeat anymore. They can't bury the truth under excuses anymore. Every second that passes pulls them closer to a confession that will break open the past and expose what really began that day. Stay with me, because this is where tension becomes magnetic, where your audience feels the air tighten and refuses to scroll away. Tonight, that person is standing at the edge of a truth that has followed them like a shadow. They never planned for this moment. They never imagined they would reach a point where silence became heavier than honesty. But now, the secret from that first meeting is clawing its way up their throat, refusing to be held back. Their hands are cold, their chest is tight, and their mind keeps repeating the same terrifying thought: what if they finally know? What if they realize everything I pretended not to understand? They know the truth won't just change your story, it will expose why your story began the way it did. Their memory of that day is not sweet, not simple, not innocent. It is complicated, loaded, trembling with meaning they never dared to explain. Because the real shock isn't that they recognized you. The real shock is that they had already been warned that someone exactly like you would appear. They thought it was superstition, coincidence, imagination, until the moment you walked into their life and every cell in their body froze. They acted calm, but inside, panic rose like a storm. They knew too much. They had seen too much. And they had no idea how to tell you without shifting your entire reality. For months, maybe years, they carried this like a secret flame burning silently behind their ribs. They replayed that first moment in private, studying your smile, your tone, your presence, searching for clarity in the confusion. But the truth only tightened its grip on them. They realized that meeting you wasn't destiny being poetic, it was destiny being precise, almost surgical. You arrived exactly when the universe promised someone remarkable would appear. They didn't understand why. They didn't understand what it meant. But they knew enough to feel terrified. They knew enough to know your presence in their life wasn't random. And now, everything is aligning again. They can feel the exact same pressure they felt on that first day, only stronger, louder, impossible to ignore. Their heart feels like it's pushing them toward you, urging them to release the truth before it destroys them. They know the revelation is close. They know destiny won't allow them to stay silent any longer. And they know that once this secret leaves their lips, it will pull you into a version of past you were never told about. A version that explains why your first meeting felt different, why it felt heavy, why it felt like a spark striking something ancient and familiar. My beloved child, as you enter this part, understand something powerful. The truth they've been carrying since the day you first met has reached its breaking point. It is no longer a quiet memory echoing inside them, it is a force pounding at their chest, demanding to be released before it crushes them completely. They can't breathe normally. They can't think clearly. Every moment feels like they're standing in front of a door that's about to burst open with everything they've tried to hide. Stay with me, because this is where the story becomes unstoppable. Tonight, they are confronting the moment that changed everything. They are remembering how they froze when they saw you for the first time, not because they didn't know you, but because they knew too much. They knew something about your path, something about your journey, something someone had whispered, written, or warned them about long before your eyes met. And the shock of seeing you in real life, standing there exactly as described, sent a wave of fear and recognition through them so intense they almost turned around and walked away. But they couldn't. Something pulled them toward you, something stronger than logic, stronger than fear, stronger than their secret. They've held on to that secret with shaking hands. They've tried to convince themselves it wasn't important, that it wasn't their place to reveal it. But destiny keeps circling them like a storm they can't escape. That first meeting wasn't an accident. Your presence hit them like a truth they had been warned about but never truly believed. Their silence wasn't meant to hide betrayal, it was meant to hide the fact that they didn't understand what was happening either. They felt like the universe had dropped them into a story already in motion, and they were terrified you might see the confusion in their eyes. Their thoughts are a battlefield now. They can't outrun the memory anymore. They can't silence the message they once read, the words that mentioned someone who would shift their entire life, someone whose arrival would force them to make a decision that would change everything. And when you appeared, when you stood in front of them on that first day, they realized the moment had come. They weren't ready. They weren't steady. They weren't brave. So they kept quiet, and that quiet has turned into a storm inside their chest that refuses to calm down. Now destiny is tightening its grip. They feel it every time they hear your name. They feel it every time they remember your smile. They feel it every time they replay that first moment, wondering how they hid the truth for so long. Their courage is rising in slow, trembling waves. They know the truth won't wait anymore. They know they must tell you why your meeting felt like a collision of fate and déjà vu. Their secret isn't a small detail, it's the missing piece of your beginning, the thread that explains why you felt drawn to them even before you understood why. And now, as they prepare to finally step forward, their heart is pounding with a realization that terrifies and liberates them at the same time. You were meant to meet, but not in the way you remember. Something happened before that day. Something they never told you. Something that changes the meaning of your first moment completely. Stay with me, because the next truth they reveal will not just uncover the past, it will open the door to the mystery of why destiny brought you into each other's lives in a way no one could have predicted.